Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Larry Brown. I'm a realtor over at KW Philly. I'm one half of the Mancave podcast as well. If you or anybody you know is trying to buy or sell a home, it's always the perfect time. So click the link below, find my info, let's connect, and I'll make sure to take care of you and your family. Peace. And welcome back
Wow, I love
to another episode of the Man Cave Podcast. I'm your host, Larry Brown. As usual, I'm here solo dolo. And I've got some light-skinned John sitting across from me. So,
ooh, I like it. But no, actually, now that we're starting, I forgot something in the car.
Okay.
And I'm going to go grab it.
All right.
It's a surprise for you.
Oh, my God.
So let's keep the cameras rolling.
Fucking do this shit.
And I'll
It's
be right
going to
back.
roll for a fucking
keep 'em at the
15
table.
minutes. You don't need the keys, though. Yeah, look at you. You always fucking do this shit. You can come back in here with a fried chicken platter. Oh. I'm not, because you're just going to end up cutting all of this shit anyway. Yeah, so George is actually a fucking idiot. Like, I already know. I knew you were going to do this. I should have brought some fucking Modelo's or something. Yeah, because you ain't Mexican. See what I got to go through? He's dead serious, bro. This is the shit I got to deal with every week. It's some new shit. All right, well, guess we might as well talk about upcoming shit now. We got my homie from New York. He's sitting out in the lobby talking shit as usual. I took him to play basketball with me like I do every Sunday. And he turned it from a friendly, just kind of like coworkers getting together kind of thing into a toxic-ass NBA tryout. He's in there slapping people in the face, poked one of my coworkers in the eye. It's like, yeah, bro, he's like the modern day Ron Artest. Like, I don't know. Nah, he did win a couple games. I'll give him that. But he was getting carried as usual. So in college, it was me carrying him. This time it was a light-skinned young cat. Shout out Dwayne. So we have Jesse Sobel coming up in a couple of weeks. He is a poker player. Right now he's competing for a spot in the World Series poker tournament. Damn. And we also have our first podcast feature with Keep It 100 podcast coming up April 30th. So stay tuned for that. But today's episode, we're going to do something a little lighter. Might get a little racy, no pun intended. George is a closet racist, for those of you who don't know. Even though he's Puerto Rican, married to a Dominican woman, I don't know how that works. Pretty sure the two don't like each other. One of them thinks they're better than the other. Kind of like an Igbo and Yoruba thing. If you know, you know. So we're 4 minutes in, and I've sat here and bullshit for 3 minutes by myself. All so George can come up here with some stupid ass prop. I don't know how much longer I can keep doing this shit. I think this is like part of his April Fool's gag. Because yesterday he put out a post on his story on IG talking about, I'm no longer going to be part of the podcast. It's been fun working with Larry Brown. Hashtag or some old stupid shit. And I was just like, man, you have nothing else going on in your life. You got 2 kids. That's it. This is all you got. You ain't going nowhere. Yeah. So I hope when he's watching this back, he feels some kind of way. I hope you watch it with your family and let your wife know I said it. I'm the most important thing in his life. He's not going anywhere. He would walk out of that house before he walked off this show. All right? I love you, Illinois, but, you know, this is what it is. I come first. Sorry. For those of y'all who don't know, George and I, we actually met at the vitamin shop, maybe like 7-8 years ago. And even back then, he was a clown. But I thought he was cool. You know, I don't know how the fuck they made this man assistant manager. It's like he's like the most responsible, irresponsible person on the fucking planet. I can hear like merengue or something coming up the elevator. Oh my God, bro. If he come here with like a Puerto Rican world belt, oh my God. Wow. All you need is a Hyundai that's doing 200 miles an hour. Oh my God. Oh, you Puerto Rico'd out, huh?
¿Qué pasa, papi? ¿Qué pasa? You know, I brought this for you too, but
God.
I don't know if you want to throw that on.
That's a do-rag. Yo, you are not shit. First of all, if you can see this, look at my man's face. Why the fuck does he look like this?
Oh, he's just happy.
My man, like he just took the nastiest shit of all time and is disgusted with himself.
All right, so, órale, papi. We got a little episode for you today. It's an episode that my main man Larry over here thought that it would be a good idea. All right? Tenemos la corona y tenemos tequila.
I'm not going to tie this on just because I have a consultation once we're done.
Okay.
So,
Hey, do what you got to do. I also did add a couple other things to the Roadcaster. I was working this weekend. I was working.
God, bro.
This one's my favorite one.
What's this?
Nope, not that one.
Well, I'm wide open.
You know Larry, whenever you talk to Larry, he's going to tell you.
I'm wide open. Oh my God, bro. Wow. This episode has just became a fucking disaster. And all of 6 or 7 minutes, this is a fucking disaster.
Hey, and I also like threw that in there just in case you want to like, you know, just.
Well, bachata. Hey.
That's one of my people. You gotta, you know, let the hips.
I don't got no hips.
Yeah, you do. I've seen them.
What the fuck is wrong with you, yo?
Man, we got cameraman over there. But I also threw this one in because I thought it would be a good like song, maybe a new intro for the channel because it's a combination of like a little Hispanic y también a little like hip hop. Tú sabes.
Okay.
Right, just listen to it.
Okay.
All right.
Beat kind of sound like the beat gonna be hard. Let's see. Okay.
You like it, Larry?
It's like if black people had a poppy store.
Well, that's what's going on right here.
Okay, I like
That's me
this.
and you.
I like this. I like this. It could be a new intro work. Hey.
Best of both worlds.
Twerk. Hey. We get some strippers in here.
I'm right here.
Well, I'm wide open. Oh my God, bro. You're really a piece of shit. You're really a piece of shit.
This is what happens when you give me the power of taking this home.
We're going to keep the
I'm
equipment in a
editor.
fucking storage locker or something.
But yeah, bro. Puerto Rico. Oh, you know, I got a shirt over here talking about something. I'm on the Puerto Rican drinking team.
Yeah, national drinking team.
And what we got going
How the
on
fuck did
here?
you even get that?
All right. We got the chain. Shit was like $10 though.
I believe it.
This shit sound.
Well, it looked
Like
like,
a
you
Lego
got it from
piece.
the hair store.
I feel like if I dropped it, it'll make like the Lego sounds where
But
shit
that
fall
shit's
apart.
actually nice, though. For a little $10 joint.
And I had a whole idea, a whole different like do-rag, like a Puerto Rican do-rag as well. Didn't show up. So I had to call the Olible and just ordered a couple bandanas.
You did good. I'm proud of you. This was funny.
Larry, this is the show, you know what I mean? We
Yeah.
gotta entertain the people. I gotta entertain you. Gotta keep you coming back.
I don't have a fucking choice.
You know, and this is gonna lead me into a conversation that I wanted to have with you.
Okay.
And I don't know how to maneuver it.
Okay.
All right. We can cut this part once I tell you
Okay.
the bit. If you might not want to talk about it, I don't know. We can cut it. I hit up Abby and I was like, yo, are you coming to the recording on Sunday? She ultimately said no. I was like, all right, never mind. She goes, why? And I was like, oh, did Larry tell you what the conversation was going to be?
Strongly disapproves.
And she said no, right? And I told her, I was like, well, we're having a conversation pretty much around like black culture, Spanish culture, similarities and differences.
Yeah.
But me being the man that I am and super fucking extra, right? I'm going to do shit like this where I throw on a fucking Puerto Rico shirt, chain, bandana, right?
Oh.
If I could have found more shit, I would have threw it on, right? Because I thought it'd be funny.
Yeah.
And I was like, I thought it'd be funny too. That's why I got you the do-rag if you did a similar thing.
Okay.
Right? And she responded with, well, I think it's a funny idea for you to do it. I don't think it's funny if Larry did it. And I was like, and she finished it with, I know, super controversial shit. And I was like, interesting take.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, so it's funny if the Spanish guy memed himself up, but if the black guy did it, she's not on board.
Nah, she's thinking about her future. She's like, if my fiance husband gets canceled.
For what?
You never know.
Can I get canceled for this for a Puerto Rican dressing up in Puerto Rico? Like, it's
no, not necessarily, but I guess it's like she's a little anxious when it comes to the podcast.
Really?
She's like,
is it me?
what the fuck do you think?
I think it might be me.
Nah, but also like I do dial it back some when I'm here, obviously, because I'm a professional at the end of the day. But at the same time, it's like she doesn't know the kind of pushback or feedback that we get from the shows outside of the Egyptian sweet cock thing, which I shared with her, and she was like, "Well, you're being what'd she say, like insensitive or something." I was just like
that's
listen.
that the thing about comedy, I think in the root of it, if you want to be like, comedy is insensitive.
Yeah,
that's what it is. We joke about things that you shouldn't joke about.
Yeah,
right. That's the classic cliche pushing the envelope in comedy.
Right.
But that's the difference between the two people, is one that's willing to push that envelope and dress up like Papi Chulo over here, and the person that thinks, I don't want to get in trouble for that.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
And, I mean, you know who I am. And for you to be like, hey, Larry, let's start a podcast. You had to know that at one point I would,
course.
or George, let's start a podcast, that I would be drawing.
Of course.
And I don't think this is drawing. I just think this is funny.
It's not drawn. And I wasn't.
You know what? I was going to buy you Old English. But I was like, he's probably not going to fucking drink it.
I've never had that.
No, it's actually not bad. I've had it.
Probably tastes like piss.
I've had it once. It was a 40. And I was already fucking gone. So I remember drinking it all, but I don't really know what it tasted like.
Nah, the first time I had beer, it was disgusting. I think it was because it was hot.
Oh yeah, you
Nobody
can't have
tells
hot
you
beer,
to have like chilled, cold beer. That's actually nice, especially with like some wings or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, so wow,
that's for the show, bro. You
Wow.
gotta do it for the show. But my boy Larry.
I'm wide open. How the fuck do we even take this off?
You see, the thing is you would have to take this home with you, learn how to remove it, download the software.
Time.
You won't do
I don't
it.
have the time. You're really a manipulative piece
I'm
of
a
shit.
piece of shit.
You are.
I am a piece of shit.
You are.
But
earlier I had some plantains. I'm surprised you didn't try to snatch it off my plate.
I fought the urge, I gotta tell you. I smelled it in the air.
Yeah.
I was like, plátanos? But there's a couple different types of plátanos. There's the plátanos that's like fried hard, and then there's like plátanos like maduro, which is sweet. I think if I got that correctly, I might have
like
mixed them up.
boiled and one's fried.
Yeah, and I like the crunchy one. The sweet one, can't do it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't enjoy sweet with my food. If I'm having like rice and chicken and then something sweet, it throws it all
What are you,
off for
like
me.
7 years old?
No, I'm an adult.
Fuck. No, who does that?
What are you talking about?
Plantain
Sweets
with...
are supposed to be for after the meal.
Tell that to Jamaicans. They eat plantain with their food all the
Sweets
time.
are supposed to be for after the meal.
Especially like Jamaican bread. Have you ever had that?
No, but also like coqui bread is kind of sweet.
It's all the same shit.
Yeah.
It's all the same shit.
Coqui bread is the Puerto Rican version, but it's a little sweet.
It's just a different name. It's all the same goddamn thing.
But yeah, I can't do it. It's just like it throws off the whole plate for me.
Was it because somebody like forced you to eat a whole plate of some sugary food one time when you were a kid? Like, how the fuck did that even come about?
I think I really have no idea. I just don't like sweets with my food. Like I'll eat it afterwards, but I'm not gonna have like delicious succulent chicken or some pernil or something, and then
Why you had to say succulent?
you don't like that word? Is
Oh,
that your is that your moist?
Ew.
You don't like moist or succulent or
I'm wide open. Yo, you gotta stop. Like somebody has to rein you in, and I don't know who it's going to be, but hopefully it'd be like somebody from your neighborhood. Like watches this and I'm like, yo, George, I don't really like how you represent Puerto Ricans, bro.
You know what's the
you're making
funny
us
thing?
all look like we just wild homosexuals. Like,
The funny it's like it's weird though. Like obviously I'm Puerto Rican, but the thing is it was my first language, like Spanish.
Puerto Rican was your first language?
Puerto Rican. I was speaking gibberish for a good amount of my childhood, and then when I went into like public school system, it was just gone.
Why? Because everybody else was speaking English?
Yeah,
Like,
and I also, and then when I got older, well, not too older, but like second or third grade, right? It's like you have the kids in school in your class, and then you have the ESOL kids, which are just exclusively Spanish.
what is ESOL?
I don't know. I don't know what it
It's
breaks
just
down
a
to.
word.
But that's what we called them, the ESOL kids, and they only spoke Spanish. That was
Okay.
it was like not even a large class. It was like 6 to maybe 10 kids that
they were,
only
like,
spoke Spanish.
separated from the rest of the class because they only spoke
Spanish. They didn't speak English,
Gotcha.
and they were made fun of all the time.
Because they were segregated.
Yeah, it was like almost as if they were in that class because they were mentally challenged.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, at least I speak English. You know what I mean? Like, bro, when you're 2 or 3 and you fall victim to the idea that you don't want to be bullied, or you kind of push all that shit away because you're kind of like, well, I want to fit in. And that's not the right way of thinking, but you're in the second grade.
Yeah.
All you want to do is make friends and have a good time.
And part of that is fitting in.
Yeah.
If you don't, then you look like a fucking
Exactly.
oddball.
And then
Something
you're
must be wrong
being
with
made fun of and you're getting picked on, and school is a fucking nightmare.
you. Yeah.
But I just I think that also let me just speak English because if I start speaking Spanish, which is weird because I went to a school in North Philly, which honestly, it was like 65% Spanish kids. And then the rest were black kids. And all of them were making fun of the kids that couldn't speak English. Like, what the fuck?
Hey, yeah, that's crazy.
Like, thinking about it now, that's so fucking stupid.
Yeah. Whole time, everybody speaks Spanish.
Everybody speaks Spanish in that room. But hey, those guys don't speak English.
Oh, yeah. Kids are fucking stupid and they're cruel, unfortunately.
Yeah.
They're like of course, they're little humans, but they're without refinement.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't gone through enough shit to be like, oh, okay, I shouldn't do that
Yeah, they're making decisions without any experience.
at all. And no conscience. I don't even know
Yeah.
if as a kid you have a conscience. You just kind of like
doing shit.
and
Yeah.
figuring it out. Yo, do you know how there's a Chinatown?
Yeah.
Is there like a Puerto Rican version of that in different parts of the city?
I don't think so. I think the closest you'll get to it is just take a hike up around maybe Lehigh and Allegheny up there,
Okay.
right? Or American Lehigh.
Wherever you got the Hondas doing 300
Yeah,
hours.
exactly,
300 miles an hour.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's probably the closest you get to it. Have you ever gone? Probably not.
Where?
But to the Puerto Rican Day Parade,
I have.
you gone?
Yeah. I used to date a girl who was Puerto Rican and Dominican.
Oh,
Yeah.
a hybrid.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was that like?
It was weird actually because dating somebody who I thought was going to be totally different from me and wasn't.
And it was a lot of the same.
Yeah, it wasn't really that much.
Yeah, I remember I was talking to this chick at work, this older woman, black woman, and I told her because you're at work, you're stuck with these people, you talk about everything.
Everything.
So I told her about what this episode was going to be, and I was like, oh yeah, it's comparing or kind of having a conversation of black culture and Spanish culture, and she was like, you're probably not going to have a lot of differences. I was like, yeah, there's a lot of similarities. I think the biggest differentiator between 1 and 2 is the entertainment, the media that we choose to follow.
Yeah, Telemundo.
Telemundo,
Hey.
Univision, it's like, and bro, those like news channels on those, oh my God. They don't fucking censor shit. They don't fucking sugarcoat anything.
Like what? Like you got to give me an example.
Oh my
'Cause I don't
God.
watch it.
So I was, this is a real story. All right. So I was like 18, 19. I was staying at my grandma's place and there's a Wendy's up the street. Right. And, I'm a fat guy. So I'm like, let me go get a fucking Baconator meal at Wendy's. I was working. I had the bread. I didn't have to ask for no money. You know what I mean? Like, now I'm an adult. So I went and I got my Baconator meal. And I actually went through the drive-through, but I didn't have a car. I walked. They fucking fought me on this, but this is North Philly. You talk to somebody long enough, they're going to give you what the fuck you want.
I just take it
and keep it moving. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. Yeah. So I walked through the drive-through. I don't know why I did that because there was no one inside. I just thought, hey, that'll be funny.
Doing something stupid.
Stupid shit. And then I went back. I carried it because it was like 2-3 blocks from my grandma's place. And she's watching Univision. She's watching the Spanish news. Mm. And the timing could not be worse. So I started eating the burger, and they're talking about animal cruelty, animal abuse in the food industry. Mm. And I just took my first bite of this Baconator, and on the screen there's a dead cow being like flipped over by a forklift, and other dead animals around it, like they're just pushing them in a corner. And I'm like, Jesus Christ! And my grandma, who's not a vegan, looks over and goes, "You see what you're eating? That's your fault." I just wanted a burger. I was like, why are you yelling at me for that cow being dead?
Right.
I was like, you're not a vegetarian. Right. Why are you, what is this? Yep. And she starts guilt tripping me. She went on a whole spiel about how, if we stopped eating this, then those animals wouldn't be treated like that. And girl, for any amount of money on this earth, you would not stop eating meat.
Yeah. She probably loves pork too, right?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And my cousin, Stephanie, who's was raised by her, Jordan's sister, she tried to go vegan once. My grandma would not have it in her house. Under her roof, no one is vegan.
You can't have it both ways, grandma. Because at this point, what am I doing?
What are we doing? What are we doing? You want to be mad that I'm eating a burger, but you also want to be mad if I say no, thank you to the burger. Like, what are we doing? I think it was just like seeing a cow get flipped over by a forklift. She was like, oh my God, he's eating a burger. What a piece of shit. But that's not even the worst of it, bro. As far as like news that I've seen, I'm like Spanish news cover different areas. Like it's not just, here's what's happening in America. They'll talk about like DR, Puerto Rico, Mexico, whatever. And I remember as a kid, I was a lot younger watching it. I was always at my grandma's house, and they were always obviously watching the Spanish channel. They were watching the news again, and they were talking about like murders being done by the cartel in Mexico. Bro, they were showing without pixelating anything, without censoring anything, dead bodies on the screen, bodies being hung on trees, like up like by their feet.
Just on the news. Just
on the news. And they're talking about, the murders done by the cartel, this, and that, what the police are trying to do, and like advising people to da-da-da. And I'm like, we could just see this? This is all right?
Yo, CNN ain't got nothing on that shit.
Dog, they do not care. They were just fucking showing it.
Oh, man. Yo, it's funny, like, because even though your grandma was thinking like that, at least she's like, I guess, like progressive and thinking, right? Like she's like,
I don't think that's what it is.
The world for better. She just felt guilty at that moment.
I think she just likes or liked at the time to kind of like be better than.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Well, she's already better than you. She's your grandma.
She's my grandma. She can do whatever she wants.
Exactly.
I don't care. But I feel she likes to, she'll let you know, hey, what you're doing is fucked up.
Yeah.
Because I said so. But she would also fucking do it. But the definition of not preaching or practicing what she preaches.
Yeah.
Right?
That's all parents, though.
Yeah.
Like, dead ass. Like, my mom would beat my ass for lying, right?
And then you lie to somebody else right in front of you.
Bro, growing up, my mom was so antisocial. It was crazy. She would hear the doorbell ringing. She'd be like, Larry, go down there to the window and see who's ringing the doorbell. And if it's somebody she didn't want to talk to, tell them I'm not here. I'm like, Mom, I'm 7. Like, who the fuck is here with me? Like,
right. That's here worse.
With me. Yeah. Like,
what you're telling me to do is going to get you in more trouble than whoever's knocking on this door.
The whole time she's just upstairs asleep. I'm like, yo. This. And now I look back, I'm like, did I take that as it's like okay to lie? I don't know.
Look, it's the same thing as like, yeah, you're told not to lie. I was told not to do the same. Parents tried to teach that. But homie, the second you go to a Chinese buffet and then like kids under 12 pay less.
You're 10.
Everybody my brothers and sisters are all under 12.
Yeah.
And I remember, I think it was so we were all a little older. So falling under 12 was like not on the table. It's not the thing that my parents asked of us anymore.
Right.
But they were asking it for my little sister.
Okay.
And my little sister was always a very goody two-shoes type. Like, she snitched on us a lot. She was like very moral. And I remember going to the Chinese buffet, and they're like, all right, if they ask, you're under 12. And she was like, no, not having it. I will not lie to these people.
For a Chinese buffet?
For the Chinese buffet.
Oh,
Bro, I got to say
sweetheart.
that my two sisters are better people than me and my brother ever will be. Or at least were. I don't, life changes people. But I remember my little sister, or my older sister, at like a beach, found a ball just floating. And she picked it up and she went and asked every family within eyes reach, like, hey, is this your football? Hey, is this your football? For like 30 minutes. And I'm like, just give us the ball. We're going to play with it.
Oh, shout out to her. I guess it's not like a bad thing.
It's not a bad
to be
thing,
good
but it's
person.
like, who the fuck do you think
you
you
can't
are?
ask everybody on the beach, sweetheart. Like, you got to pick your battles.
Yeah, let's switch that football for $50. Let's see who she asking.
Are you sure it was a football?
Yeah, it
'Cause,
was
I mean,
100%.
you're describing it. It
A
sounds like
football?
a beach. Sounds like a beach
You thought it was
ball.
like a soccer ball.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like a beach ball. So
oh
it
yeah.
sounds.
It was.
Because you know, football is like pigskin.
It was
has
a beach
laces.
ball, but it was shaped like one of those fancy things that you guys like to throw around.
Oh, okay.
Did you ever feel pressure from anybody in your family to pursue sports on a professional level?
Fuck no.
No?
No. My family, and they were Sixers fans. Like,
Oh, yeah. You're not winning anything.
yeah, exactly. Like, fuck. That's why I'm a Lakers fan now. Is watching them fucking lose day after day, and
So
everybody
whoever you're
being-
fans of, they lose. Can I ask you actually,
Absolutely
before
not.
we get too derailed,
Yeah, sure.
do you not support any Phillies teams?
I support them because if they win, business is gonna pick up a little
Jesus
bit. You know,
Christ.
like, and it's good for the city. It's good for morale. Everybody's like happier when the city
That is good
wins.
for your
You
pockets.
Go to the parade. Yeah, like, it's good. It's good. And I'll go to a Sixers game every now and then, but I don't care to watch them play. Like it's.
Well, the reason I ask is only because like when the Eagles were in the bowl, you were like, I don't really give a fuck.
Yeah, I stopped watching football once Tom Brady and the Patriots split up. You're rolling your eyes for
Because Tom Brady is over.
the greatest
Too
football
good,
player of
too
all
good.
time. Yeah,
Gone. I'm glad he's gone.
thank you.
Don't ever think about coming back, you fucking amazing piece of shit. Bro, there's like, it's just like, you're too good that you ruined the sport.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I will say, being black and being taller than most of the kids in the class, there was pressure from my peers. Like, oh, you must play basketball. Oh, you must play.
How
'cause
annoying was that?
I didn't
because
really
you
care because
played
I loved,
basketball.
I loved basketball. I didn't give a fuck. But I do know that, like, you know, there were people in my class. I was like 6'2", 6'1" in high school. Eventually, like maybe my junior, senior year, I was 6'3". But there were people like 6'7", 6'8", black in my school who fucking sucked at basketball. And they got this shit like all the time. Like, oh, you big for nothing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
As if being tall means you're supposed to automatically be good in sports.
Yeah.
How does that work?
It's like a waste of height. It's like, that's got to suck. Because now you feel like
Even you falling into it. It's a waste of height.
a waste of height. No, like that's not what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
I think it's
yeah.
what they were told.
Yeah.
Right.
I got
So it's got to suck.
Yeah.
Because you think, oh, I'm tall. That's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm
But
going to the
then
NBA.
you're not utilizing it the right way. And it's like, oh, why'd you get all this height when I could have used it? Like,
Oh my God, yeah. No, black kids would tell you about yourself if you was trash in sports like that.
Yeah.
That was the thing. Everybody had to play football. If you didn't play football, you was soft. If you weren't good in basketball, you probably ain't get no pussy. So it's like, yeah, bro. Like if you was the star in basketball, bro, you was set from middle school to college.
just basketball? What if you were like banging on football? Not really.
I think because football players knocking their wives out left and right, people's a little timid.
You got my vote.
He don't mean that, yo.
No, you see, now we got to do a disclaimer every time before and after I make a joke. Jesus Christ. And it's crazy because like I'm, again, married with 2 kids and I treat everyone in my family amazing, and I try my hardest to be the best.
Look
But
at
I
you.
make one fucking joke, and everybody's like, "You shouldn't beat your kids," and I don't disagree. No, fuck it. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Let's get back to you, Larry.
Yeah. Nah. I ain't got nothing else to say about that. It is what it is. Like,
Here's my question to you.
Yeah.
As a professional realtor who's trying to open up doors in different areas. The biggest thing that you see in our city, and a lot of cities, it's not just Philly, right, is when a black kid wants to be successful, they think, I have to be a rapper, I have to be good at sports.
Yep.
Those are the only two ways out.
Yep.
What is your thoughts on that as a black man that's made it in other careers?
I mean,
Because you couldn't make it in basketball.
yeah, clearly. Thank you. And I'm sure Jesse's look, loving that one. Piece of shit. We were just playing this morning. So, yeah, no, I mean, it's twofold because on one hand, right, in this country, they kind of breed black kids for sports, right? Like, that's why we get these big ass contracts to play. You know, that's why we make so much money from this shit. It's like from the time you're born, there's a basketball court, there's a football field within 5-10 minutes of where you live.
Yeah,
Probably got to drive 15-20 minutes for a supermarket though.
Yeah, actually.
Super fucking stupid. And then it doesn't help that we're getting paid these crazy amounts of money for the people who actually do make it, because then they're like, oh, well, if Lil JoJo that grew up down the street is getting 20 million playing in the NBA, I'm going to teach my son how to fucking, because what are doctors coming out of school with $300,000 in student loan debt?
Yeah.
And you're like basically working to pay that back until you're 50. You can't take care of your family like that. I mean, you can, but you're going to still struggle.
Yeah, you're not living the lavish life of the guy that made it in basketball.
People see basketball, football, sports in general, and rap as like the quick ticket to making it out of a bad situation.
And the reality of it, because I mean, I went to school with a bunch of these guys, and you know, you hear their shit. It's like, I mean, the thing you want to believe, right? A lot like the idea of chasing a dream, that if you stay consistent and you try hard enough and you continue going, that you will make it.
Small percentage.
Yeah.
Small percentage of people actually make it to pro sports.
So let me tell you this. There was a kid in my school who was selling mixtapes. And he said, yo, buy my mixtape, you get a free cupcake.
A free cupcake?
Homie, I was like, what? That makes me want to buy your mixtape less.
What kind of fucking rapper sells cupcakes?
And he was literally walking around with his mixtape and then a box of cupcakes. And it wasn't like blue frosting. It was pink frosting with sprinkles. Homie, I'm not buying a mixtape.
Man, he stolen fucking cupcakes. There ain't no fucking way.
If he advertised it that way, yo, buy my mixtape, you can get some of these stolen cupcakes.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. Yo, it's so sad that like some of these people who make music feel like, oh man, we got to do something about black culture for real, because this shit is getting out of control now, especially when it comes to like this drill rap shit, bro. Like these rappers now feel like they got to do some stupid shit to validate their
what
music.
They're saying.
Yeah. Like, bro, you can't just rap. Like, why you got to go catch 6 bodies now and then put out smoking on your homie pack?
Well, let me say this.
Jesus.
Like, what?
That's what they say.
Wide open.
Oh my God. Bro.
So let me say this. I have friends that have rapped and, you know, put it out there, and they were good.
Yeah.
Like if they were pursued it and I think advertised it in the right way and say they were good. Some of them would rap about like, oh, getting high all the time, right? And it's like, yeah, your lyrics were good, but like you don't get high all the time, all right? Which route do you want to take? Do you continue going this route because the lyrics were solid?
Yeah.
Or do you start rapping about shit you actually do?
Yeah. Nobody wants to hear about you going to the store.
Yeah, like I paid my taxes. I did it all right. You know what I mean? Like it's just like no one wants to listen to that shit.
Yo, so much of what we did as kids, like was predicated on being cool or being like known for something. Yeah, being accepted. And it's like growing up, I'll never forget this girl, she was like a friend of this girl that I was trying to date or whatever.
Okay.
And she was like, oh, do you got weed? Mind you, we're like 11, 12. I'm like, no, I don't have fucking weed. I don't smoke. She's like, you're corny.
Yeah.
Because I don't have fucking weed? As a 12-year-old? Bitch, are you crazy? I'm like, where the fuck are people even getting weed at 12? We didn't have Instagram at the time where now you can just DM somebody and dropping off a whole edible arrangement at your house. Like, no, we didn't have that. So, like, I can barely come outside. My mom's keeping me in the house. Like, and so when you asked me earlier, was I pressured to play sports? No, my fucking mom kept my ass in the house for, if I had free time, 5 hours, 4 of those hours I was in the fucking house, which is why she gave me games and all that shit to keep me pacified, to play the games, keep me safe, right? And like, she wanted me to focus strictly on academics. That was her thing. Yeah. Like, you're gonna go to school, you're gonna go to college, you're gonna be a doctor. She was
realistic. She had realistic views or goals that you can reach.
I don't think she knows anybody who plays professional sports.
A lot of people don't.
Yeah.
And they just pursue it anyway because if they can do it, I can do it. And again, that's a nice light to stand under, but it's like realistic. It's just that's not too much.
Nah. So I would like for the conversation to kind of change from like, oh, do you play ball? Do you this? Do that? To like, what's your GPA like? Or like, what kind of like, so communities?
What has to happen for that to be the conversation? For kids of color to think, hey, let me think. Yeah, because I mean, is
it the same thing for Puerto Rican kids growing up? Y'all expected to go play baseball, football? Yeah,
100%.
God damn.
And if it's not baseball, it's boxing.
Okay.
Like, how many Spanish kids Like, I can tell you, so many Spanish kids that go into boxing because they think if I do this, we got Tito Trinidad who made it, right? And Puerto Ricans are known for football, boxing, and this, right? That's what they followed.
That's debatable for boxing. I don't know. Pretty sure Canelo Alvarez is Mexican, right?
Spanish.
So y'all just gonna lump each other together,
of course.
Even though y'all don't like each other.
What the funny thing is about Spanish people is like there's a respect.
Is it? Because I feel like y'all don't like each other.
Listen. There's a respect for like a Spanish person to another Spanish person to another Spanish person. Okay. But there's also a rivalry.
Of course.
There's like, cool, you're Spanish, our struggle, but also I'm the better Spanish.
So who's your hierarchy? Who's like the top 4 go in order?
I mean, as far as like celebrity status?
No, you're talking about the, like best, like socially, like if it's a Dominican, a Puerto Rican, give me 2 more that were like, I guess, prevalent in the U.S. Mexican and
for sure.
And who else? Yeah.
I mean, Colombian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those 4 walk into a bar, right?
Yeah.
Who's getting a free shot?
I want to say the Puerto Rican.
Okay.
Drop this out. Okay. I'm in here.
All right.
You know what I mean? I feel like not Dominicans, but Puerto Ricans, we can get you on our side. You know what I mean? We can talk, we can bullshit, have a good time, and now you fuck with me, right? And I've convinced you not to fuck with the other 3. But I told the other 3, yo, love you guys. You guys speak Spanish, fuck with you. But
wow, that's crazy.
That might be a me thing. No, but honestly, I do think that there is a respect between Spanish people unanimously.
Yeah.
Regardless of where you come, you speak Spanish, and there's a respect there.
Yeah, for sure.
But there's also a rivalry of who's the better Spanish. A lot, and I experienced that with Alina's family. I love her family. Do not get me confused. But when we first started going out, they were like, "Oh shit, you speak Spanish?" I was like, "A little bit." And they were like, "Where are you from?" And I was like, "Puerto Rico." Right? Oh, we're Dominican. You know what I mean? We speak real Spanish in this house. Yeah. And till this day,
statement.
Yeah. And till this day, not from her parents, from Alina's, I still hear a lot of, how do you say this in Spanish? And then I'll say, that's not the real word in Spanish. And I'm like, yo, That's the thing. Puerto Rico is they're the survivalists. You know what I mean? If I got to create a word to fucking communicate with you, I'm gonna do it, right? Like rufo, you know what rufo would mean?
I
Roof.
Okay.
Right? They have a different word in Spanish, right? So mapo, and they're gonna be like, no, that's not it. Like drive, like we would be like guiar. They'd be like, no, manejando, and I'm like, no, right? So. It was like, no, our Spanish is the right Spanish.
Okay.
While you guys are saying some bullshit
So
Spanish.
they have the textbook Spanish.
Exactly.
Got you. Yeah, no, I quickly learned that that there's a difference between the Spanish they teach in school and the Spanish that's spoken on the street.
Oh, for sure.
Like, and if you say something too properly, like people will be like, okay, he doesn't really speak Spanish because what the fuck was that?
Yeah, exactly. They don't view him as like he's a real he a street Spanish.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So who's number 2 then? Dominicans?
Yes.
I only said that because you're married to one. So.
My kids have Dominican. I have no choice here.
Okay, and then it's a toss up. Yeah. No, I got to give Mexicans number 3, bro.
Bro, Mexicans?
They the hardest workers in the whole fucking world,
They
bro.
do too much.
How?
Dog, you making the rest of us look bad.
Because they work so fucking hard?
They do so much. But also, like, here's my advice to Mexicans. You guys work hard as shit. Fight for your worth, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
The unanimous agreement between you, right? White people that don't even know Spanish, Mexicans get to fucking work.
Yeah.
And then they come over here and they're like, well, I'll work for an orange peel. No, bro. You are working hard.
That's fucking crazy. Orange peel.
I've been drinking.
Oh, that's fucking crazy.
You work hard, bro.
Yeah.
Tell me who else in this country works hard as shit and will accept anything less than. No. We've come to a place, I think, in our culture, like or social culture,
that's expected.
Yeah. If I put this amount of work in, I expect this amount of payment.
Yeah.
And
sure.
It's crazy that people just know, nobody works harder than Mexicans.
Bro, being a realtor, I see that shit all the time. Like, there's not a new construction property you can go to that doesn't have a full crew of Mexicans building that shit from the ground up.
Yep.
And they're not just building like,
and like, are they getting paid rightfully for what they? I probably. I hope that they are, but from what I know, I don't think that they are.
Probably not. I thought you were going to say something like stop drinking, but know your worth is much better.
So I'm thinking about knowing your worth. Larry says all Mexicans are alcoholics.
Listen, they be on the job getting fucked up, bro.
Bro, because I'm getting paid 2 cents an hour, I gotta drink.
You're depressed. Yo,
bro, I remember again, like my dad worked for people. Right, he was always looking for jobs. And then I started dating Alina's, and her dad owned the bodega, the corner store, and he worked for himself. When I saw the difference of a man that works 12 to 12, 365, I was like, that's crazy. To work 12 hours a day, maybe outside of Sunday where you work, 7 to 6 instead. It's just yeah, that's the difference.
Bro, I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to ask. I think every black person in America is wondering the same shit, right? How the fuck do people come here from DR, Puerto Rico, wherever they're coming from, and open up whole fucking stores in every neighborhood? How do Spanish people do that?
Y'all
shit?
don't know the right people.
Yeah, clearly. That's it. Clearly,
that's the thing is, it just takes one. Let's keep it with Dominicans for right now.
Yeah, let's do that.
It takes one Dominican to come over here and create something for himself, get legal, and start whatever business he may want. That man is in communication with 30, 50 Dominicans. Now he's getting them over here. The right way, here's how you do it, here's how I did it, boom. When you get over here, I already know somebody who's selling this or leasing a building.
Right.
And then they get over here, that person comes, and the first Dominican is like, yo, here's the money to get started.
Right.
that person gets started. Obviously, I'm working and I got to pay that guy back and I got to do that. That's why they're fucking working 12 to 12.
They putting the money back into,
Because I have to work not only for me and my family to get over here, I have to work to pay back the first guy.
Gosh.
And they're working hours on end.
Yeah. Damn.
And then that second guy was like, all right, now I'm good. Let's bring somebody else. And they're just fucking bringing them, bro.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. Bro, until I started dating Alina's, I didn't see that kind of community where they support each other that fucking intensely.
Y'all don't do that in the Puerto Rican community?
Bro, not that I saw. I mean, my parents weren't pursuing that kind of thing, right? They were just doing, like, getting work in the American way.
Like regular shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if that was happening elsewhere with tire repair shops, I don't know.
That's all up and down Roosevelt Boulevard, bro. God damn.
Tell me I'm wrong. Like, please. No, tire repair shops. I love my people, man.
That's probably your best, like, off the top shit that you ever had, yeah, bro. You stamped for that one. Damn. Yeah, I think that's, like, it's been the hardest thing for Black people to have, like, outside of like our own shit, like internal conflicts, and not like having, like, you know, this togetherness that we need to have to move forward. Also, like, government involvement and stupid shit that they do here. But, like, yeah, man, like I try to do that as much as I can. Me and my boy, we just watched King Richard the other day, and that's like actually a phenomenal movie. I highly recommend that.
Is this still on HBO Max?
Yeah. So first of all, don't plug nobody else's shit. Like,
I just want to know where I can watch it. I haven't seen it yet.
I'll tell you after.
I know what it is about, but okay, I'll bleep that part out. Is it still on bleep? And
well, I'm wide open. Oh my God, bro.
Those are your words. I'm confused as to why you're upset because Larry said
wide open. You took my shit out of context, but it is what it is. Nah, I know when I said that shit. What I said it. But yeah, like, he kept preaching throughout the whole movie to Venus that like, it's important for you to perform at a high level because what you do here will set the bar and will inspire young Black girls, young Black kids all across the country. Yeah. And, like, that's what we need to do as far as, like, Black people are concerned, is to reach back and pull other people along. And I've been doing that, actually. I've been, you know, I got a couple people that I'm working with, training, teaching how to get business and real estate. Yeah. So if you're interested, hit me up. I'll show you what I can. But the thing at the end of the day is knowing people who want it. Mm-hmm. Like, so in y'all's situation, well, not y'all because you ain't Dominican, but for Dominicans, I'm sure they can.
I think, well, as far as the family goes, I think I'm pretty accepted in that culture.
Fuck out of here. You ain't dark enough.
That's valid.
But yeah, they, you know, I'm sure they reaching back and tagging people they know. Like, they're going to come over here and work. Yeah, I'm not just going to bring some dickhead.
Exactly. They.
Yo, and since we're talking about Spanish people as a whole and grouping them, do you identify as Latinx?
No.
What the fuck is that?
That's the white world trying to. Here's the correct way of representing Spanish people, Hispanics or whatever it may be. I can pretty much guarantee you that no Spanish person has been like, "Well, represent me as Latinx." We don't care. We do not care
about that term.
No.
Yeah, I was wondering because I was like, is this like a Gen Z thing? Like, where?
I don't even know if I can categorize that as Gen Z. I just think there's a group of people, a large group, that thinks that they need to correct things,
but it's not broken,
and it's not broken. Yeah, and it's like, well, let's start categorizing Hispanics or Spanish speakers as Latinx, and the Spanish people were like, what? We don't view ourselves.
We don't even
as
need
that.
That as
It's weird. It's unusual. I don't know what to say about that.
I know that they were getting a lot of pushback on social media. People were like, we're not Latinx. We're, you know, I'm Hispanic.
I'm Dominican. Yeah, I'm like, Puerto Rican. I'm Colombian. Yeah, it's like.
But I wonder if, like, Spanish speaking people could benefit from having like this blanket term, like, because then it makes you look like you're cohesive, like y'all are all on the same page, as opposed to it being like, oh, Puerto Rican, Dominican, Mexican.
Yeah, but then it comes back to what I said. Like, yeah, we respect each other, but we're not the same.
100%.
And we're not going to fall under the same umbrella.
Yeah.
Like, no. If I'm Puerto Rican, I'm Puerto Rican. If I'm Colombian, I'm Colombian. If I'm Venezuelan, I'm Venezuelan. Do not just be like, I'm Latin X, because you're trying to bunch every Spanish speaker into one group.
Yeah, 100%. They're used to doing that type of shit, though, like just erasing wherever somebody might be from. Yeah. That's how white people, doesn't matter if you're from Ireland.
And that comes back to
Poland, you're white.
I'm white.
Definitely not you.
But like the logo. I was trying to create a logo for this specific podcast.
Right.
Where obviously and that's one thing that I want to go into is like, I can pick my flag. Puerto Rico, that's where I'm from, Boricua. I was like, what the fuck do I pick for Larry? Like, I feel like I can't put the American flag for you because that's not representative of you.
Right.
Right. And there is, I guess, like a Puerto Rico or flag for Black Americans. I couldn't find it as far like to put it up. Like there's a certain app that I use.
Yeah.
And there were workarounds, but it's like, it's a little unusual that I tried to create or look what represents Black people in America. Yeah. And I had to work hard to find it. You know what I mean?
But that's like that exact line of thinking is the reason why they started changing the colors of emojis. Remember, because they were all white.
Yeah, and I liked it better that way. See, that's a joke. Disclaimer, right? Jesus Christ. Go ahead.
And that's why they always, yelling representation matters, because people want to make sure where they're from is represented. Yeah. And not just, oh, I'm American. Yeah. So identify me as American. Like, no, I'm Black. Yeah, I'm American. It's my citizenship. That's where I'm born, my nationality, whatever. But I'm Black, and then I'm American.
So let me ask you, what would I have used?
There's a flag that I'll send it to you after the episode.
The Pan-African American?
Don't worry about it. You're just going to rack your brain, because I'm never going to give you the answer until after the show.
I'm sorry. Are we not trying to inform people?
No.
Okay.
That's
the problem. Here we go. Me. Okay.
I'm gatekeeping.
Okay. Gatekeeping.
Yeah.
What flag Black African Americans would wear? Fuck it, I guess. All right, let's take a break from the episode real quick to talk about Credit Express. If you're struggling to fix your credit report, you don't know how to do it, Credit Express is the way to do it. It's actually my main man, Larry Brown's company. He's going to put 100% of effort to make sure that you get what you're looking for, whether you're just trying to buy a house or just fix your credit, because that's a very important thing to do. Credit Express is the way to do it. So just follow the information on the link below. Let's get to it. To go from the Latinx conversation about us being under one umbrella, I think that's where we left off.
Yeah.
It's fun. I was talking to homie out here, and I was like, I'm like a proud Puerto Rican. Always been. Like, I feel like a lot of Spanish people, Black people, whatever, you're proud to be that, right? For as proud as I am, I'm not really accepted in the Spanish culture. Yeah. So to explain that a little more in depth.
What do you like?
I don't have a single Spanish friend. Take your time. Think about it. I feel like you're thinking about
I guess Ruben is technically family.
Yeah, family is different. I'm required to communicate with them.
Yeah. Well, debatable.
Outside of family, I do not have a Spanish friend. And I feel like this because I don't really fluently speak Spanish.
Do you not like Spanish people?
No, I love Spanish people.
Oh, okay.
And I think that comes to the idea that we had a conversation earlier where there's a respect.
Okay.
Right? But there's a rivalry.
A respect for who or what?
No, there's a respect for Spanish people to a Spanish person, but there's a rivalry.
Oh, okay.
And the idea that I think is very well and alive is you're Puerto Rican, but you don't speak Spanish? You know what I mean?
So you're like a disgrace to them.
Exactly. shout out to Grauven, who we had earlier on the in a few episodes of
The War on Men.
War on Men.
Yeah.
She has a joke, and it's whatever. I don't think it's a funny joke, but she goes that I'm the white guy in the group. That every Spanish person has a white guy in the group,
And that's you?
and that's me.
Wow.
Right? Because I
crazy.
understand Spanish, I can read it, but having a conversation in Spanish is like I have to think of every word before I say it, and I think that's a unanimous thing.
Do they treat you differently because of that, you think?
I haven't even had the opportunity to give you an answer. I guarantee you. I have one dude that is Puerto Rican that I tried to make friends with, and he never wants to chill. I don't know if it's because I don't speak Spanish or something. It's a little off-putting. And I feel like because I don't speak Spanish fluently, that they're like, oh, well, he's not really Spanish.
It's the same thing for me, though. Not that it's not a differential in language. Maybe it is, actually, because people will hear me talk and they're like, oh, okay, this motherfucker speaks properly, or, you know.
And what is that? Where does the idea that Larry Brown, a black man in America who speaks professionally, speaks like a white man?
Yeah.
How does that? Do you feel differently when a black person says, "Oh, you talking like a white dude"?
You know, I haven't gotten that specific line a lot, and I know people think it, but for whatever reason, people don't usually say whatever they're thinking to me. I don't know, it's because like I'm intimidating, or
I don't find you very intimidating.
Like gang shit, gang war
With the do-rag on, I'm a little nervous.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? No, but on some real shit, like I haven't experienced that a lot, but I know people think it.
Yeah.
Because
and that's a normal thing. That's a normal, like when a black guy speaks with intelligence.
Yeah. Oh, you talking white?
It's like, oh, you talking white?
You think you're better than us? And I don't know. I don't know what it is, honestly. It's like if we're gonna speak English, let's speak English. Like if you want to talk, just kind of talk, whatever. Like that's cool too. But there's a time and place for everything. Yeah. I'm not gonna talk to you or to my homie Jesse in the way that I'm gonna talk to my client. Like it just doesn't make fucking sense.
Yeah.
And then people, I don't know if they call that code switching, but it's like there's a time and place for everything. And for you to think you can move through life telling everybody, type shit, whatever, bitch. Like,
so let me ask you this:
can't do that.
When you're in your professional state, and this is just in reference to the people that say, "Oh, you're talking white."
Right.
When you're in that state, right, where you're having a consultation and you're having a conversation, do you think, or do you feel like you're less black?
No, I don't. If anything, my only thought is, let me communicate this as clearly as possible so that the person that I'm talking to understands what I'm saying 100% or feels comfortable enough to ask me to repeat or further explain something.
Yeah.
But if I'd be like, you know what I'm saying, like, this house, you can get this joint for like 500 or you know, like first, like how the fuck I can't expect this other person to even know what a joint is. Yeah. Like
I would love to be in a room with Larry and somebody that's trying to buy a house. And he goes, so you trying to buy this crib, this joint about to be about. Yeah.
Like, they got a bando next door, you know what I'm saying? Like, they be cooking up like down the street. I don't know if you really want to get
So a lot
that,
like the way that I don't speak Spanish.
Yeah.
And people in the Spanish community that I feel like, it might be wrong, but again, that's my experience, is that, oh, he doesn't speak Spanish, kind of put him to the side, and I don't really fuck with him. Do you think that that's a lot of the same where, oh, he not speaking, the way that we would speak?
I think I don't get invited to certain shit.
You think so?
Yeah. Okay. Like, I know how to play spades, but ain't nobody calling me up like, yo, come be my partner for the spades game, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and nobody's calling me to be like, yo, like, we about to spin the block. Like that, I'm too old. I got shit to lose now. Like, I'm not doing all that. Like, so I don't get invited to like go to the club or whatever, because I'm living a different type of life than most people my age are where I grew up. But when we talk, when we meet up, it's all love, because I think at the end of the day they realize like I can learn something from this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, and whether they do or don't is it's totally up to them. But the opportunity's there, and I think most people, when they have the chance to learn or do something positive, they don't want to fuck that up.
It's a weird dynamic.
Yeah. What are you doing about that though? Are you just like, fuck y'all, I don't care?
No, the thing is I'm going to continue being me 110% of the time.
Okay.
And whether or not people want to fuck with me, that's on them.
Right.
I really have no answer to that. Like, I want to,
right?
Like, like I want to create a relationship with Spanish people. I would love to kind of be in that dynamic where it's like, oh, me and a bunch of Spanish folks, hanging out. And these are my friends. Yeah. These are the people that I chose. But if that's not what it is, it's not what it is.
Because, like, why should you compromise who you are at your core?
Exactly. And I'm never going to do that. I feel like after high school, or even within high school, I kind of made a decision of who I was.
Yeah.
And I stood by that. And I'm like, this is who I am. This is who I'm going to be. And if I grow, I'm going to grow as this person.
Right.
I'm not going to alter him. Because I think the person that I am is pretty fucking good. And, if people make a decision to not be associated with me, that's on you.
And to that point, somebody's probably listening and is like, oh, yeah, I'm just going to be me.
Yeah.
Like, you can just do you. But know that comes with consequences. You know what I'm saying? So, like, for you, it's like, if you're not going to go out of your way to download Rosetta Stone and study Spanish for 15 hours a fucking day, like, you got to live with the fact that maybe you just won't have a lot of Spanish friends. And that is what it is. And, if you're going to be like, oh, I'm from 8 Block, I'm from this, I'm from that,
that's why I brought this conversation up. It's like, do you feel like in the Black community, there's like, oh, you don't represent this or you don't represent that. You're out of the party.
They do that shit a lot. Yeah. We had a dude, and I'm even guilty of it sometimes because I don't know what it is. It's like an instinct, some sort of gut feeling you get when you listen or you look at somebody, and you're like, okay, he looks like one of us, but he's not one of us. Meaning, like, let's say fucking Clarence Thompson or Clarence Thomas, whatever his fucking name is, the court justice that is, mostly like leaning right and probably would tell Black people that, they need to get their shit together and also, group us all together as if like we all fucked up. Say he walks into the room and he's talking about investing in life insurance and this and that, but he's standing, and me and Chuck, like, it's like, okay, like you're here in Philadelphia where like poverty is an insane issue. Education is an insane issue. And you're trying to talk to us as if you're one of us. Yeah. I mean, you look like one of us. I guess in theory you are, but like you don't understand the struggle. You don't understand how to even bridge that gap as far as like a communication standpoint. And I think that is like a valid thing to be worried about versus like somebody like you who grew up around amongst your peers. Like nobody could differentiate you from another fucking Puerto Rican unless they said, all right, tell us a whole story in fucking Spanish in 30 seconds or less.
Not gonna happen.
But that's the only difference. Like, like you couldn't look at me compared to, somebody I grew up with in West Philly and like pick out the realtor unless I went in the house and put on a fucking suit and I started talking to you about real estate.
And I think that's a big thing. Like, it's weird how we judge people, even in our own community, as far as.
I agree.
Like, oh, this he's for the cause, and he's not for the cause. Yeah. Right. And like, oh, Larry's dressed up in his suit. He's doing his realtor thing again. Right. I'm not going to talk to him because I'm not about that life. I'm not going to conform to the white man's world.
Right.
And I think that's a problem.
Yep. I agree.
Because it's not the white man's world.
It's not.
There's no reason that it can just be the world. Like Larry's doing his thing. If I wanted to do my thing, if an Asian wanted to do his thing, there's no reason that they're conforming to the white man's world.
Right.
Like, why is intellectual conversation or having a thought process that relies on having more thought process to it is a white man thing? Like the idea that a black kid that can talk intellectually is he white. He talking white.
Do y'all hear that too? Like, would somebody say that to a Puerto Rican?
Yes,
that's fucking crazy.
Yes, like if a Puerto Rican if I showed up to this is a real conversation that I actually had with. We weren't married yet. Me and Alina's were going out, and this was 2015. I was really trying to push for the store manager position. And I changed, like I was speaking more on a professional world, right? Like I chose my words more carefully.
Yeah.
And I remember me and her were out to dinner and I was speaking in a certain way. And she goes, "Why are you talking like this?" I go, "I'm not really sure what you mean." She goes, "Well, you're speaking with words that you don't normally use."
Yeah.
And I go, "Oh, really?" She goes, "Yeah, who are you hanging out with?" Right? Like this is just my girlfriend at the time, thinking that I'm fucking with some white bitch. I'm pretty sure that's what the fuck she's thinking.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, "Oh, that's weird. I didn't really think about it." I'm like, "Well, I've just been talking with a lot of people in corporate. I've been talking with my district manager. It's just been a lot of conversations that require that kind of wording."
Yes.
And I remember thinking, like, that's crazy. That if I started speaking with more in-depth words, something that I thought about, something that can be viewed as more intellectual.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, yo, are you hanging out with more white people? Are you doing something differently? And it's unusual to them. It's a world that they can't comprehend.
And you know what's wild is I wonder if that's like us giving white people like this grandiose like status, like do we hold them in such high esteem that they own the English language and they are the only people who can speak intellectually?
I think what happened is, and I could be completely wrong, is that they forced us to think that they were the only people that can speak in this way.
That's a good point.
Right? So when somebody like you or me starts speaking like them, it's like, oh, you're trying to impersonate the white man.
Yeah.
You're not. It's not that you're bettering yourself. It's not that you know more words. It's not that you can communicate better. It's that you're trying to impersonate the white man.
Yeah, got you. Because black people, like, we feel like we have to own our shit and create our own shit, which is fucking wild because up until recently, black people who were rappers were still signing with white fucking record labels.
Yeah. Actually.
Like, you don't even own your fucking music.
I've been drinking.
You are fucked up.
I'm gone. But the one question that I had to ask is top 5.
Did you just think of this when you was in the bathroom?
No. I've been thinking about this episode all week.
Oh, okay.
I'm drunk as shit. Top 5. What song or movie do you think is required in Black culture?
Top 5?
Like, if you had to say, yo, if you didn't watch this movie, you're not really part of it. Like,
okay. Damn. See, I think.
And you can say song or movie. Like, it's not one or the other.
All right, got you. And motherfuckers gonna hate me, but it is what it is. I think Boys in the Hood.
Okay.
It's
that's
a staple.
There. Yeah.
Menace to Society is a staple.
Yep.
If you're from Philly, Dreams and Nightmares, it's a staple.
Yeah.
Also, we've got. Damn, that's hard. That's hard as shit. I need 2 more. I want to say song. I need some more songs. It's hard for songs. Actually, nah.
See,
you can pick any of the like
if
the
I were to
dance
think,
songs.
like is today is a good day. Ice Cube. Would you not think that would kind of be up there?
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Ice Cube, good day. And you gotta pick one of the cookout joints. Cha-cha slide, electric slide. You gotta pick one of those.
The one that that's at every wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah, cha-cha slide.
I do. Yeah, because how can you not? That's when we're like the happiest at like fucking cookouts and shit. Everybody's gathered up and
what if I were to say like what's, and I get it, I understand actually, but for social media cookouts, right? They're like, oh, you're so and so is invited to the cookout.
Yeah.
What's the criteria?
First of all, let's unpack that because I think that's a stupid ass way of saying somebody's exclusively invited,
yeah,
to a black function. Yeah. Because if you ever went to a cookout, it ain't like we keep a fucking login.
Yeah,
like there's no tablet where people are checking in for the cookout. Everybody's invited to the fucking cookout anyway. I've been to cookouts where don't nobody fucking know me, and I'm still eating. Or maybe it's because I'm black. I'm just blending in.
That might be what it would be.
Maybe if you was like one lone white dude at the fucking Cobb's Creek cookout or like, you know, Southside Chicago cookout, they gonna wonder like, who the fuck is this? But for the most part, people don't care if you show up to a cookout or not. Like,
I mean, but that's
everybody's
like,
happy, everybody's drunk, eating.
That's the thing, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, are you invited to the cookout?
The criteria, I guess, would be like, do you stand for black values? Like, are you with black people when it comes to social justice issues? Do you understand black culture to a certain extent? Like, though, I think that would be the criteria because nothing else fucking matters. Like, that's pretty much it. What about you?
You know what? When I think about music or like music or movies or whatever,
What are some Spanish movies? Some Spanish staple movies? I
mean, movies, not a lot. Selena,
well, like Puss in Boots.
The only one that I know that I think might be unanimous between my culture and your culture is Selena.
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
Because
black people love Selena.
Bro, that's when black people were like, oh shit, they going through it too.
Yeah, that's fuck. She's like our Aaliyah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, we lost somebody that we fucking loved.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. And she had somebody in her fucking camp that was stealing. Yeah, this was fucked up.
It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
Shout out to Selena.
So that's a movie. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Music, and it's funny because like Gasolina,
you
know it, right? Yeah. It's like that's a song that everybody fucking knows.
Yeah.
And Danza Kuduro.
I don't know that one.
I feel like if I play it, you might know it.
Okay, I probably would.
That's another one. And it comes back to
that's the club banging when you get in the Wally.
And it comes back to I guess that can be number 4.
Okay,
is like the Fast and Furious movies.
Okay,
bro, Spanish people need to let go of those movies.
Is that big in like Spanish culture?
Yes.
Fast and Furious.
Yes.
What the fuck?
Because.
Is that because like y'all think street racing is y'all's thing? Like
probably, but also because like when you look at like Tokyo Drift or other movies, Vin Diesel always incorporated Spanish music. Like Bandoleros was in Tokyo Drift, but only when he showed up.
I only seen the first one, so I'll take your
really?
word on that. I'll take your word on that.
No, Spanish people fucking love.
And
Fast
then his
Furious.
like love interest is a Spanish woman.
Yeah,
right? So that makes sense.
Spanish people love fucking Fast and Furious.
We gonna have to like take a poll or something on YouTube,
dude. I think the first one, Spanish people were all in, bro. They were like, yes.
Why are you whispering? Hey, what the fuck?
Bro, Spanish people were fucking yes. This is what we do. We get our Honda Civic.
Do you think people started like decking out their wheels after the movie came out.
Yes.
Yeah, it's funny because when Stomp the Yard came out,
Oh, y'all started crying.
everybody wanted to be a fucking dancer. Everybody wanted to dance.
And I guess if I were just like through that comparison, your Stomp the Yard was our Fast and the Furious.
Okay. And we had another one. I know Jesse knows. Jesse, what was the other one? The other big the big dance movie. It had not Stop the Yard. What was the other one? There's another one where it's like motherfucker was dancing in the rain. I think
I think that was still Stomp the Yard.
Yeah, the B2K one. What was that shit called? Whatever. They know what it is. Somebody drop it in the comments. Where the air horn? Huh? You got served.
You got served.
You got served. Yeah. That shit set. You was either weird or gay in Philly when you was dancing, right? And then as soon as You Got Served came out, that shit was everybody was looking at each other like, I'm about to start doing this dancing shit.
Is there a music, like, I guess artist where if they drop something, you like the black community is like, we have to listen to it.
Yeah, anything Drake dropped.
Drake.
That's
the guy.
And oh my God, this motherfucker said R. Kelly. He not lying though.
I don't know.
If R. Kelly drops something from jail right now, bro,
hey, that'll be pretty hot. If R. Kelly drops some shit from prison,
yeah,
I am gonna be.
That shit going quadruple platinum in 13 hours, like minimum.
Yeah,
no, for real. R. Kelly, like, I hate to say this shit because
wasn't he talking like so?
Are we really about to talk about R. Kelly? Oh,
God. I don't know, but he was talking about some fucking questionable shit.
Yeah,
before he got caught.
Obviously, he was putting all his crimes in his music, bro.
And y'all was chilling with it.
Don't say y'all. Fuck you.
You was like
everybody was
okay.
Everybody loved R. Kelly. That was the fucking problem. Is like this dude is like a musical genius.
Yeah. So here's the thing.
Sociopath.
I feel like creatively, right? There's a struggle.
Okay.
Right. Are you ready to let go of R. Kelly or Michael Jackson? Which one do you was like, I'll toss one out. Which one?
Well, Michael Jackson has to stay because one, his charges is still debatable. He's not in jail, so you can't argue with that. Like, fuck you gonna do? Get his testimony? He ain't gonna, R. Kelly's in fucking jail. That's it. He's done.
Okay.
Proof is in the pudding. Also, Michael Jackson had a worldwide reach. R. Kelly did as well.
So
if
Michael your music is worldwide reach, right? Reach. Can we kind of
yeah, they're willing to overlook some shit for sure. For sure. They're willing to overlook some shit for sure.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Like fucking Ja Morant is like the face of the, as far as like the NBA, like American players, he's like the face now.
Yeah.
Because all the like the top NBA players are all of a sudden like foreign born.
Yeah.
Motherfucker had a gun in a strip club. Stop that, Ja. Come on back and get this 20 million. Like, he's the best American born player. Well, not the best, but he's the face, like I said. So they're willing to overlook some shit. Like if you are able to successfully recruit 100 million Americans, if that's even a fucking possibility. I don't even know how many people live in this country now. But you're able to successfully recruit 100 million Americans to join the United States Army because you put out a rap about it. Motherfucker, they gonna let you do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Like, you just solidified this country's future for the next 4 decades, son. Good job. You're gonna get a fucking Purple Heart.
Yeah.
I promise you. Who's carrying y'all right now as far as like celebrity status?
Oh, Bad Bunny.
Easily, right?
Bad Bunny is the easiest person to throw up on that.
What's the draw? Like,
yeah. What you mean?
Yo, George is on. No, No, but I listen to his music. I can vibe to it. But is it like is he like lyrically like is it masterful? Is it just like a vibe?
Here's what I think is happening. Right, it's like for a long time, I think Spanish people have been kind of fighting, like knocking on the door.
As far as like getting into like the music world,
yeah,
okay, that's true.
Right, and we've had people in the past, right, like Daddy Yankee,
Pitbull,
right, Pitbull. But it falls short. Yeah. For whatever reason, it falls short. And I always say that whether you like her or not, Cardi B kind of did it.
Yeah, I agree.
Cardi B was like, she started making music and it was like viral.
You know what's so funny you said that? I'm like, why is he saying Cardi B? I'm thinking, she's black.
What? Right, definitely Dominican.
Right, yeah, exactly. But yo, like black people and Spanish people look so much alike at times. Like people always thinking, well, if I go to the Badlands or whatever, like Dominican. I'm like, nah, nigga, I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I know I got friends that go to DR and people are like, oh, you guys are Dominican, we're black.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's
Cardi B. Yeah, holy shit, I totally forgot.
Cardi B.
Cardi D. Look, along the way.
Along the way. Cardi B definitely like she created a path.
Yeah.
Right. And then we had what is this song? With Justin Bieber. They came out.
Oh yeah, Despacito.
Yeah. And that kind of like
blew it open. Bro.
That was like, oh, Cardi B's doing this. Oh, Justin Bieber's in a Spanish song, and they fucking throw it on top.
You know, it's like one of the top 3 most viewed videos on YouTube in the billions. In the billions.
I believe it.
And you know why it's taken Spanish music so long to pop off?
Why?
It's y'all fault. If y'all were selling out every fucking Cardi B concert, she would perform in every fucking city every night. But just because now, like, y'all starting to come out the concerts and shit, like, now they want to put them in venues. They want y'all money. That's all it's about, baby. That's all it's about.
I mean, that argument can go indefinitely. Or you know what I mean? Like, what am I supposed to support versus what I'm not supposed to support?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, Spanish music is for Spanish people.
Yeah. Which isn't true.
It's not.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure Cardi B puts music out. Like, I hope every fucking body can listen to this.
Yep.
And that it comes down to like gatekeeping, right? So I think it happens in fucking black community as well.
Of course.
It's like, oh, this is our music.
Of course.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's unanimous.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. It's not gonna. It's people that think that whatever music is put out, it belongs to them.
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna have to get into some Bad Bunny. Maybe I'll like
Bad Bunny, bro. The idea that Bad Bunny can create, like, put a song out and have Spanish people speaking Japanese is crazy.
What,
bro? He put a song out. And his last chorus was Japanese.
Are you serious? Yeah. And now everybody speaks Japanese.
And I got to tell you, I could say those words.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah.
He got pulled like that.
He got pulled like that. The idea that he can release a song and his last chorus is in Japanese, and we're going to be sitting here. Bad Bunny released this shit. I'm gonna learn these lyrics. It's in Japanese. I don't care.
Hey, Bad Bunny, I need you to just like drop my name in like 2 verses.
Larry,
buy real estate.
Is Larry over here and then Brown? We could throw it over here.
Yeah. How the fuck is it? Lorenzo? Larry in Spanish?
I'm going to keep it at Larry. I don't really want to throw Lorenzo into the mix.
Larry. Double R.
Yeah.
I know y'all like to change up the letters and shit. Double L, double R, you know.
Yeah. Ya tu sabes.
gotta wrap this shit up.
Yeah, I'm gone. I'm gone.
I'm gonna call you Uber and get you the fuck home. No, but I appreciate you sharing some insights. It's nice to know that regardless of where you're from, you're not too different, right? Like you share some similarities, some differences, but for the most part, people are generally all the same. And this could very well be our last episode because
yes,
I just looked at this bottle of tequila and it looks like this shit expired in 2022. I didn't even know when the fucking tequila expired.
Jesus Christ, he's trying to kill me.
It was crazy because I got this shit this year. How the fuck is that even a thing?
Well, it was nice knowing you.
Yeah, likewise.
Let's go ahead. Outside of, this, and we can...
Yeah. There you go.
Make the outro.
Yeah.
Like. I think today's episode was fun. Obviously, liquor was involved.
Yeah.
But, look, man.
We need some ad-libs.
You throw some in. I'll record it. I'll throw it in here.
Go ahead.
I say you throw some in.
All right. I'm gonna start rapping.
Go ahead.
Check my mixtape.
I'll do it.
It's the Mancave podcast. Hey, shake that ass, mommy. Hey. And we'll be back next week, same time, same day, same shit.
Look, man, this is a Mancave podcast. We got Larry, we got George, and we kind of just doing our thing, man. I hope you guys kind of decide to hang out with us and continue hanging out with us. I know Larry says he said some shit that's kind of like questionable. That's just Larry. How he does. Look, man, I've been drinking. I can't
try watching.
Larry first of all, Larry hit me up talking about is 11 a.m. too early to drink? I said no. But I didn't think he was gonna bring this. I thought he was gonna bring like a 12-pack of beers, but we could just sip on.
You'll be fine.
I have to drive to Jersey.
No, you don't.
I do actually have to get to Jersey.
We're gonna call you Uber. You'll be fine.
All right.
You don't drink and drive. This is the Mancave podcast, y'all. We appreciate y'all for coming out. This is your boy Larry.
This is George.
Yeah.
Let's stop this.
Today. Okay. Oh my God.
There we go. Larry's wide open.
Thank you for
Catch you guys
watching.
in the next one.
Subscribe. Peace.